in a universe where life does not end at death. We explore the infinite possibilities forged by our very minds. Welcome to Arthadian Anthologies. Before we get started, I just want to inform you that this series was recorded over Discord. If the quality dips, it's due to connection issues. Greetings, fellow travelers. Welcome to a Reborn in Power series following the Guardians of Photonic. Follow along as the Nameless Blade and allies she meets in her order work to thwart the plans set up by void-like entities. Guardian Theophotia, the Nameless Blade, Blade of Honor. You have just essentially traveled several decades into the future through the help of the Supreme Guardian of Time, Votan. You and Neftenvo traveled, whereas Engel decided to stay behind to see if he could save Tolvan from his predicament. You have just woken up inside a chamber, metallic chamber. There are strange designs that are inscribed into the metal walls. And you lay upon a mattress that is rather comfortable. It's on the ground. It's almost like, you know, the Japanese style rooms and stuff, but there's a mattress built into the ground, so when you're laying down on it, you're just kind of laying there. And you kind of sit up and look around, and you see the designs on the walls. Please roll me a lore check.
Alrighty. I got a 9.
Yeah, you have no idea what this is.
Yeah, it's okay. It probably wasn't important if I don't know what it is.
The designs, the designs, it almost looks like they're a pattern, like a puzzle of some kind, and it's all like wrapped around each other. But you can't make out like what it's trying to tell you. And then you hear the door slides open, and you see VX215 steps inside. Long time no talk to, Fia.
Maybe longer for you.
That is correct.
I smile at him.
You see Neftenvo is waking up currently.
Excellent.
I have a mission for you. Your first mission. I'm sure Votan already told you.
I nod. I am to play bodyguard.
in essence, the thing is, to get there will be quite, well, easy. It's just more of who you need to go with. Follow me. As he turns around.
I get up and start following.
You get up. I need you to roll me an endurance check.
Yeah, I'll roll an endurance check. I'm alright at those.
You're alright. You're alright with those.
I got a natural 12, 25.
Yeah, you're able to get up nice and easy. You feel like nothing's changed very much. And you walk over and follow him. As you follow him out this door, you see what looks like a large rectangular space. It is massive. You see it almost seems like an opening that shows outside this world that has no trees, no plant life in sight, and it's fluctuating with these strange energies. You see to your left a large cavernous hole that is dark and is radiating this like purple aura. I'm sorry, my throat.
It's alright.
As you see this cavern that is radiating this aura, you hear slightly it sounds like a rumbling. It sounds like almost like some creature is sleeping inside the cavern.
Alright.
It is causing the ground to shake a bit. And you see
cool.
VX walks over towards another chamber over towards the right of you. And you see he goes up and the door slides open. And as it slides open, you see inside is Neftenvo kind of looking around, and then you see him look over towards the two of you. He's like, "Oh, Archivist. Oh, yeah, I was wondering what. So we just like teleported here, or is this like we made sure to grab your bodies when you landed? Landed? Yes. You've been asleep, both of you." And he looks over towards Euphia. For approximately a few months or so. But it's okay. We made sure to keep you nice and healthy, so that you don't cause problems, timeline-wise. Problems, like what kind of problems? Problems as in you guys are both guardians, and if you were to die, you would go to the harbor. But we need to wait on that. So you both cannot die.
Destroyed?
No, the harbor is intact. Fine.
Excellent. Just like paranoid because Kath said the harbor's been destroyed a bunch.
As VX looks at the two of you, shall we go to the mission chamber?
A nod.
You see him walk over into this the large rectangular space where you see just the exit, which is just that clearing area to your right, and you can see the world that has no life on it, but you can see these fluctuating energies flowing through it. As you walk over. You see he stands into the center, and then you see him put his hand out, and my God, my throat. And you see a large, what looks like circular device that extends up, and then you see he places his hand on the center, and then it's like, wait a second. I need to make sure that you have your escort. Give me one moment. You see him go to the other end of this rectangular space, and you see him open up a door. The door opens up. You hear, "Hello, Ruthane." And then you see he enters inside, and the door closes. As you stand there with Neff Tenvo, Neff walks over, and you can see Neff looks over towards the large cavernous mouth, and you can hear the rumbling of whatever that creature is sleeping. And he looks at you and is like, "What do you think that is?"
Big.
Well, yeah, of course, but... And then you hear the door open up. VX walks out along with a tall prime who has very dark skin complexion. He is completely bald, and he is ripped, like 12-pack abs. And he looks at each of you. I'd like you to roll me a discipline will check.
I got a 20.
All right. As you look at him, you get this sense that they are immortal, but they if you were to fight them, it would be a fun battle, but also a scary battle. You don't know how powerful they are, but you can tell that they are formidable.
Excellent.
And Neff Tenvo kind of nudges you, and it's just like, do you know who that is?
Should I?
I've heard about him. He is from Archaea. The mage pillar, you know? And as they approach, you hear and VX says, "This will be your escort. This is the Archmage of Archaea, Ruthane Dumer."
I nod at him.
He nods to you. And Neff Tenvo kind of bows to him, and he nods. Doesn't say a word.
All I can think is we're gonna get along great.
Anyways, and you see VX put his hand out over towards the console, and it glows. "You will be going to Megenium, to the far reaches of the Ravsan temporal shift. Inside there is the individual in question that you will be guarding and bring here."
I nod.
What's so important about this individual? They could mean the shift in, well, our war against the Architect. Right. The Architect. And he looks over towards you.
You can't feel the importance of this in your soul?
I understand that it must be important. It's just hard to make sense of. I've always been told that time is not something to mess with. VX looks over. Understandable. That is why this is Fia's primary mission. And what is mine? Well, you will be assisting Fia. Okay. I understand that. And you can also assist us. Your power is quite useful in your ability to craft things in a matter of seconds. Okay. We will need an armory. And he looks up towards you. Neftemvo looks up towards you and is like, I guess I can craft some more of the razor rims.
That might be helpful.
So how long is this mission gonna take? And he looks over towards VX. And VX says, well, it shouldn't take too long. But then Fia will need to... Well, let's take it one step at a time. As this happens, you hear...
What's happening?
I think at Nietzsche. Good morning, sleepyhead.
What is happening? Why?
We're gonna go find the person we're supposed to guard.
Why do I feel so woozy?
We time traveled.
What?
We traveled through time.
Oh.
And VX looks at you. Neftemvo looks at you. Is like, is everything alright?
Yes, I'm just catching Nietzsche up.
Oh. I mean, there's not much to catch up on except for that we traveled through time.
Yeah.
You hear.
What? I feel a connection. What is happening?
She says she feels a connection.
A connection to... And VX looks over, is like, oh, I forgot. Nietzsche. Yes. Do refrain from using Nietzsche too often.
Alright.
Why is that? Nietzsche has actually been quite helpful in our past missions before. The current time that you're living in has connections. I believe, Fia, you have encountered a Nugonian.
I had.
Yes, that Nugonian has more power now than they did back then.
Alright.
In time, you will do your guardian work and help to fight them. And hopefully bring peace back to the core. But for now, we need to consolidate our power. And as you're standing there, you hear... and it almost sounds like something just turns over and like a little shake comes from the entire space. And Neff looks over and then says, can you explain what that is? And he points towards the cavern mouth. And he's like, oh, that is Zenithonic. They are asleep currently.
Zenithonic. Right. And what are they? They are a cosmic dragon.
Oh, a space dragon. I say, like, something that finally makes sense. Okay, yeah, we got the buff wizard and the space dragon. Yep, alright. Fia's ready. We have true power in this room.
And Neftenvo is like,
A cosmic dragon?
like
Mm-hmm.
the ones in Legends?
Yes.
Cool.
And
I say.
And Neftenvo just looks over at you and is just like,
Okay. Maybe I should go with you on this, mission? Right? Right? I should go with you, right? It'd probably be best if you didn't go with, because the place that you will be going is, well, from our data, it specifies that the world is rather primitive. The people will probably see you as a strange anomaly.
Understood. Neff, would you make me a regular sword? Nothing special, just regular, made of metal.
Neff looks at you, is like, oh, I don't have a forge. I specialize in technology mainly. All right. I can try to make you a sword. I don't exactly have a forge. It's okay. We can provide you with the materials in order to craft whatever you need. Okay. Looks up at you, is like, you just want a sword?
Right now, yes.
But you can just make swords. Why do you
Not
need...
if I have to pretend to not have powers.
Alright, what are the materials for this?
Having a gun is probably a bad idea on this trip. And I just like drop my gun on the ground. Like, I don't even care if it hits it wrong or something. I don't know how guns work other than pull trigger, go bang.
oh my gosh.
Just like unhook it from my back and throw it, and just discard it. Like, yeah, I'll pick that up later. It's here.
As you drop the gun, you see the gun as it falls. It goes. You don't hear it clack against the ground. It actually stops and then begins to hover there. Wait, what kind of gun do you have again?
One moment.
Is it a tech?
It is a photon rifle.
Photon rifle. Okay, yeah, you see it falls to the ground. It kind of levitates there for a second, and then it lands. As that happens, Neff looks down and is like, all right, so you have the materials for me to craft something for her before she goes. And VX says, of course, come, follow me. And you see he turns over towards where he had gotten Ruthane before, and then VX walks over there. Neff follows suit, goes towards a door. The door
Wait, one
open.
moment, Neff.
Yes?
Read my mind for a second, and I'm going to mentally picture the sword I want.
Okay. He goes to probe you. And what is the sword you want?
It's just straight up a katana.
Oh, okay.
Classic.
Classic.
Yeah, get the classic real sword.
And he says,
I think I can figure something out for you.
A nod. Thank you.
mm-hmm.
Like, any sword would have done, but that's... There's so much style with it.
As you wait there, as VX takes him inside the separate chamber, Ruthane just stares at you. And
I just meditate and let him stare at me.
as do you try interacting with him in any way, or are you just going to close your eyes and not?
I assume we all know why we're here. He seems like a buff wizard mage, so he's probably helpful. If I can't get a gauge on his power, but recognize it, then that's all I really need.
As you stand there and you really just kind of wait for Neftenvo to come back out, you hear in your head,
Why do I feel like I'm not able to do what I usually can? There's something here stopping me.
Probably the dragon.
The dragon?
I've heard they can do all sorts of crazy stuff.
Why is there a dragon here?
You know, I honestly hadn't thought about it.
Is this the dragon's lair?
I don't know.
Should we ask?
Do dragons have layers?
Should we ask that guy there?
I mean, he might know. He's a wizard.
He's a wizard?
If anybody knows about dragons, it's wizards.
That makes sense. Then we should ask.
Coming from a fantasy world.
We should ask. We should ask. We should ask.
I look at the wizard and I go, Master Wizard, why is there a dragon here?
You say this, he just stares at you, and as he stares at you, you get this. It's almost as if you're able to understand him just through his gaze, and he basically says that this is a place of protection and dwelling.
I give him a nod. Thank you, Master Wizard.
As you hear,
What did he say?
This is a place of protection and dwelling.
That doesn't make any sense.
Makes perfect sense. Wizards explain themselves very, infrequently.
I don't know if I like wizards.
And their explanations tend to be cryptic. I've only met 4.
You've only met 4?
Yeah. My dad had some business with wizards when I was young.
I don't know if I like wizards.
They rule over my planet.
They ruled over your planet?
With magic and whatnot.
This magic sounds powerful.
And chaotic. Makes the most sense of the energies other than maybe Source.
Well, maybe we can, learn it?
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
and then you hear
Maybe we could learn all the energies.
the door slides open, and you see Neftenvo walking out with a katana. And you see VX walks out as well. And
Thank you, Neff.
Neff hands it to you.
I put it in my wrap, so that it's on my hip.
Well, I suppose I will be here.
I nod. Try not to anger the dragon.
I don't plan on it. And don't let Nichia get too carried away, okay?
I nod.
And you see Ruthane walks up to you. And then looks over towards VX as VX steps over towards you both.
Alright, transporting you both to Archaea now.
As you arc rift over, and then you see the energy flowing around you, and you transport over to Archaea. As you kind of land in the what looks like a large earthly dwelling, you see the walls around you are solid stone, and you see Ruthane looks at you and then kind of motions for you to follow him.
I follow the wizard.
You begin to follow as you see one of the walls lowers, and you begin to walk out down this pathway. And as you walk into this dirt pathway, you see he stops, and you step onto it. And as you step onto it, you see him pivot one of his feet, and you see the ground begins to glide you across this pathway. I need you to roll me an acrobatics check.
Yeah, I'll roll in acrobatics. I got a 19 in total.
You are able to keep your footing as you feel yourself gliding down this dirt pathway. You get the sense that this guy is a Geo Link user. And as you...
So, do you only use geolinks? I say as we're going.
You say this, he looks at you, and you just get this sense of, I do.
I nod. Specialization is helpful.
You hear in your head,
This guy doesn't really talk very much, does he?
So you're not picking up what he's saying, are you?
I mean,
I think at Nietzsche.
only what you communicate to me.
Interesting. He's a specialist in geolinks.
I mean, I think I heard... Did I hear something about an archmage?
He is an archmage.
Oh.
as you
Usually archmage, archwizard, all the arch magic users are usually better than regular magic users.
as you see the path kind of leads over towards what looks like this icy path, and you see him kind of create what looks like an incline as the dirt inclines over this ice and goes up towards what looks like a large estate that has that basically is completely smothered with snow, and you see like it looks like a castle that is made out of ice.
Chilly reception we're getting, I say, and smile at the wizard.
You say this. I need to see something.
Does he like puns?
Does he like puns? Oh shit. Yeah. He just continues to go. As you go up to this castle, you see the earth beneath you kind of rests there. And I'd like you to roll me an endurance check.
Alrighty. I got a 20.
All right. As you stand there, you can feel the chill coming from all around you, as this place is freezing cold. You see Ruthane as he literally steps up to the door. You see the door slides open, like it actually kind of just like turns to liquid water and then moves aside and then freezes. And you see another prime Archaean who has this white hair that flows up, and it almost looks like it's frozen solid upward, and his eyes are just glowing this blue. As he walks up, he's like, Ruthane, what can I do for you? And you see he looks at him. He's like, you need to go to Quexia. All right. And you can't use a pillar transport? Oh, okay. And you see he looks over at you. And it's like, hello, pleasure to meet you.
Hail. Pleasure.
I am Lucian Coles, Archmage of Archaea.
Ah, it is a pleasure, Master Wizard. And I give him a more formal bow.
Pleasure. The pleasure is mine. If you're a friend of Ruthane, then you must be quite important. So...
All right.
How exactly are we getting to Quexia if we're not using a pillar transport? It's kind of an island in the middle of the ocean. Seriously, that's going to take so long. And it's almost like he's having a conversation without even like having a conversation.
Can you two not fly?
And you see they both look at you, and Lucian is like, well, you could ask Archaea about maybe flying you over there. And you see Ruthane shakes his head no. Okay, well...
Do I know if I can carry other people while flying?
You're not sure.
Like, I imagine I could.
You probably could, but you look at Ruthane and he looks pretty big. And as...
I can carry him. I'm strong.
As Lucian looks at him, is like, I will assist, yes. And he looks over towards you. He's like, so, you are a friend of Ruthane here?
Does Ruthane have friends?
I mean, we archmages are pretty tight-knit group. And you see he kind of does like a little hand sign. And Ruthane just kind of stands there staring. I guess let's go to the port and then begin our travels, yes. And you see he begins to walk out with you guys and then get onto the little dirt patch as Ruthane begins to shift you guys over. And as you guys are traveling, you hear in your head,
This one seems to talk. Maybe we could ask them questions. Maybe they can teach us how magic works.
what do you do?
How does one go about obtaining a link?
You see...
A Magen link, I mean.
You see Lucian looks over, it's like, well, you have to have an affinity towards, or you need to build an affinity towards the Majin energy, and then communicate with Neum, and do a ritual, and then you could probably get a link. Just depends on what kind it is.
Are they all elemental based?
No, not all of them, no. Usually, though, the deviations away from the typical elements. So, Neum is the goddess of elements. She is the one that, like, basically holds down the elemental domains of Magenium. And she is also the one that links us with the energy of, well, gives us a Majin link. There are other forms of magic out there, but the typical one here on Archaea is Majin links. You could learn. I mean, there are a few different kinds of links. There's a Psylink. There are. I don't have the list on me, and I'm quite forgetful.
That's okay.
Honestly.
No worries.
And
I appreciate the information you have given.
You hear
Psylink. What's a Psylink? I want to know what a Psylink is.
It's probably psionic.
Doesn't that make sense for us?
Telepathy.
Doesn't that make
pushing
sense?
Things.
I can do that.
But we could be fire.
Why would we want to be fire?
Why wouldn't we want to be fire? It burns our enemies.
But we fight the fire cult.
People shoot us with ballistics. We can melt the bullets.
We fight the fire cult, though.
Yeah, you fight fire with fire.
That doesn't make
That's
any
what I'm
sense.
saying.
What if the fire cult indoctrinates you into their order?
That's not going to happen.
Maybe they have Psylink users.
Doubtful. They're the fire cult.
as you're doing this, you're just kind of like making this face, and Lucian is just staring at you. And then you hear Ruthane. You hear Lucian say, "So Ruthane, where did you meet this? What was your name again? Sorry, I didn't even ask your name."
Didn't give it.
This is true. What is your name?
I look at him. Out of curiosity, how old are you?
Me. He looks at you. He's like, you don't really. You're not supposed to ask that kind of question.
I just smile at him with like a knowing smile. So beyond your lifespan.
I am well over 140 cycles old.
My name is Fia. Sorry, I don't typically give my name to short-timers.
Short timers. He looks at you up and down. I feel like I'm older than you.
I am eternal.
He kind of just stares at you and then looks over towards Ruthane. Ruthane doesn't even look at him. He just focused on getting you guys to the port. When suddenly you finally make it to the port area, you see boats shipping out and coming in. But you're off to the side area, and then you see Ruthane looks over towards Lucian and is like, all right, I'll get started. And you see him beginning to activate his cryolink, and you see him beginning to part the waters. As he begins to part the waters, you see the water turns to ice, and you see the dirt path begins to go through the water, and you see them. You basically start to wade through the water, and using this path that Ruthane is making, while Lucian is basically parting the waters for you guys to go through, and you guys are going pretty quickly at this point. While
this is happening, I'm thinking at Nietzsche more link things.
Okay.
Well, if you're not okay with fire, what about lightning? We could hit our enemies faster than they could react.
Isn't there... didn't we learn about something about lightning people? Did we? I forget.
I don't remember.
I feel like what? I think it was either Tolvan or it was Neff that said something about them.
Well, I'm sure if we used enough lightning, even lightning people wouldn't like it.
And you just gotta.
Oh wait, there's an easy solution. We'll just learn them all.
Learn them all?
Yeah, I don't see why not. We have all of time.
We do, right? We have all of time.
Why don't we just learn all of the energies? Master them all.
Isn't that just a rune forger?
Is it?
Yeah, that's what Tolvan said. Rune forgers have the ability to utilize all energies.
Yeah, then we should. Let's just become rune forgers.
You guys and as you guys are going, this goes on for about a few hours as you are traveling. You're going pretty fast though, and you see them both they're wasting away their energy.
Two wizards.
They're using up a lot of energy, and you could tell as Lucian seems to be sweating a bit. And you guys, I mean, if you want to keep role playing, you may. But if not, I will skip you to.
Is there a way to become a rune forger?
To Lucian, or who, you're asking this?
The only other person who talks.
And you hear, to become a rune forger, I feel like you just need to. I don't know. Honestly, that would be a question for rune forgers.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'll ask them later.
You guys continue to move, and finally you get to a shore in which you see Ruthane stops and then closes his eyes and begins to meditate as Lucian just stops and breathes hard. He's like, is that all you needed me for? So, and Ruthane looks over at you and then nods his head. He's like, all right, is it okay if I take the pillar transport? And you see Ruthane nods his head. He's like, okay. Well, I wish you luck on whatever this whole thing is. Pleasure to meet you, Fia.
Pleasure was all mine, and I give him a formal bow.
Mm-hmm. And he nods to you and begins to head out as Ruthane begins to escort you over towards what looks like this large capital area, off this beach area that you're on, and the capital is just like sprawling with marble stone, paved streets, and you see the buildings are all just glistening from the sunlight off of it. As you begin to walk through, you see people are looking at the two of you, looking at you, and then they see you are walking with Ruthane, and they kind of just take a few steps back as you are escorted over towards this large open clearing, and you see what looks like these sigils that are on the ground, and there are they look like priests that are stepping onto these sigils, and then you see them teleport, and then some of them teleport back, and you see Ruthane steps onto one of the sigils and reaches his hand out to you.
I take it.
You take it, and he pulls you in, and as he pulls you in, you teleport up to what looks like this floating island where you see a large stone tablet of some kind. Oh, not tablet. It's more like a stone monolith. And you see inscribed into it is this script, this magical script, Magilli, specifically. And as you go up to it, you see Ruthane sighs and then looks over at you, and you get the sense of now it's time for the hard part.
I nod.
And you see he looks around, and as he looks around, he almost looks like he's trying to come up with some kind of plan.
Can I read the script?
Do you know Magilli?
I like to think it was an elective in high school that I took.
If you're from Photonic, you probably wouldn't have had Magilli as an actual...
Alright. Then no.
As you do look at it, I'd like you to roll me an energy check.
Yeah, I'll roll energy. I like energy. Energy's my friend. Go good. I got a 20 again. I'm rolling different numbered dice with different modifiers, and it keeps adding up to freaking 19 and 20.
As you look at this, you can tell that there is energy flowing through this monolith. It almost looks like a portal. A portal that leads to multiple domains.
I'm guessing blindly hopping through isn't going to work.
You say this to Ruthane?
Yep.
Ruthane looks like he's not focused on you, and he looks like he's looking at certain people in this area. He's looking at the priests. They're all kind of like going up to this monolith, and then praying at it. Praying towards it.
Is this a monolith Tania?
He looks over at you. Like he shakes his head. No. He says. Well, he said he for the first time he says a word. He says, "To all."
All regals or all gods?
Magenium.
All right.
And as he looks around, he then heads over to one priest. Begins walking over there. Do you follow him or do you stand where you are?
I follow him.
You follow him, and as he walks up, you see the priest is praying currently. And then he hears the... And he looks up. He's like, Oh, it's Major Ruthane. Oh, what brings you here? And you see he just looks down at this priest. It's like, you want help with something? And he just stares at him. It's like, you want me to help you understand the Quexigua? And you see Ruthane just stares at him even more. And then you see the priest just looks over at you. He's like, do you know what he's trying to, like, what he means by this? And you see Ruthane looks over at you and just kind of gives you just this blank stare of just like, oh my gosh, this guy doesn't understand me.
As much intent. I'm gonna gleam as much intent of what he wants out of him as possible.
Please roll me an analyze check.
Analyze? Alright. I'm gonna replace intelligence with will for this.
Alright.
Because, yeah. 24.
As this happens, I'd like you to roll me a discipline check. But you do get the sense that Ruthane is trying to say that he wants this priest to show you both how to get through to an alternate dimension, basically.
I got a 30, by the way. That's a natural 12 on the discipline will.
Okay. Yeah, you're good. No worries.
Master Ruthane would appreciate you showing us a way to get to an alternate domain through the monolith.
An alternate domain? I mean, I've
I look back at him for a second, look back at him. Yeah, I think that's what it meant.
Okay, yeah, I haven't done something like that yet in my practices. I know there are some...
Do you know any priests who have?
The Church of Quexi, the high priests, they tend to be the ones that utilize the Quexi Gua in its full capacity, but those who go through, it's hard to pinpoint a specific location unless you have a direct link to said location. And you see, he looks at him and is like, You have a direct link? And then Ruthane looks over towards you, and then looks over towards him. Like, they're the link? And Ruthane nods. Okay. Apparently you're the link.
That sounds about right. I say out loud.
Okay. And exactly where are you trying to go? And you hear Ruthane say, Ravson. And he says, Oh, you want to switch shifts? You do realize that is like the shift of chaos, right? It's where everything outside of the core comes from, and arcane is mostly prevalent there. And you see Ruthane shakes his head. You need me to open it for you? And you see he shakes his head. I can certainly try, but I'm not sure if the gods would let me, or the gens specifically. But I can try for you. Would you want me to go get a high priest? And you see Ruthane shakes his head no. And then he says, You. Oh. Okay. And he stands up and begins to approach the monolith.
I look at Ruthane and go, is he special?
And he looks over towards you, and you get the sense that he doesn't want a high priest. He wants someone who is afraid.
All right. cool. Fear is a weapon. I get that. That makes sense. Wizards work in mysterious ways. I'm down. Who am I to question the wizard?
Now let me see if this priest
All I
can
know is
call
wizards
upon...
are smart.
Okay. You see the priest is doing some kind of religious ritual. And then you hear him say, "Come forth." And Ruthane kind of pats you on the back and then pushes you forward.
Yep, I do what needs to be done.
I need you to pray with me.
To which? Like, what am I praying?
Ravzon,
Revzon. Okay.
the Gen of Chaos.
All right. And I'm going to pray to the Gen of Chaos.
I'd like you to roll me a religion check.
Boy, it sure is a good thing I'm good at these. I got a 23 in total.
The Guardian has to pray to other things other than Botonic.
I've prayed to Botonic like twice. I've prayed to other stuff way more.
You said you had...
I know what Botonic wants me to do. He wants me to be me.
You said you got a 23? Or...
Yeah, I got 23 in total.
Okay, 23 in total. You begin to reach out, praying. What do you say? What do you say?
Oh, mighty Gen of Chaos. I have been instructed by a priest to pray to you as part of a magical ceremony. The why doesn't feel important.
Okay.
Apparently I have a link of some sorts with you. I don't understand, but I'm rolling with it.
As this happens, you see what looks like a portal beginning to open up from those energies that were fluctuating inside this monolith, and Ruthane steps forward and puts his hand on your shoulder and nods to you.
Oh, good, it worked.
And you hear, please, and it sounds like the priest is still like deep in his trance.
Yeah.
And you walk up, and Ruthane kind of takes you along as you hear, oh, and you hear chanting and like prayers being sent out. And you look over and you see a bunch of priests are now like getting to their knees and beginning to pray.
All right.
As
do we go through?
You go through, and as you go through, you hear. You look around. You see there are bushes around you. No trees in sight. There's dirt surrounding you as well. Ruthane looks over at you. And then you hear, hey, what is going on?
Hello, voice in my head. I say to it.
What?
Different voices in my head than not you, Nietzsche. Different. You
What?
Don't hear it, Nietzsche?
What voice?
And you hear,
Okay,
you
just me.
have a voice in your head too.
Are you the Gen of Chaos?
Oh, you got it.
All right.
You
all right.
linked and I heard. Oh, you're an interesting one. You know that? You're from Photonic, aren't you? Oh, and And you aren't... You're not from here. Like, here this time, exactly.
Details. Why are you worrying about this?
Why am I worrying about this? You called upon me, and I liked the way you called me. It made me laugh. I like you.
Well, I'm glad I made you happy.
Yeah, you made me very happy. I don't get much visitors very often from other realms. You brought
Are you able to give people links?
links? No, that is my daughter's. No, actually, not my daughter's. That's bitch's daughter's. Sorry, not the bitch. I love her. I love her a lot.
Listen, families can be complicated. I get that.
Oh, you have no idea.
You're right, I don't. I just met you.
Yeah, you're right. You just met me. And you hear, it's like, you got something in your head that isn't.
What are we doing here?
Ruthane looks over at you and is like, he just stares at you. Is like, and it almost seems like he says, find the person you need to find.
Understood.
And you see,
Pardon me, Chaos Lord, or do you have a formal title you prefer to go by?
Ravzon is my name, Fia Fotia.
Very well, that's hard to pronounce.
Ravzon.
Ravzon.
Yes, that is my name.
Ravzon.
Yes, Ravzon. You know, it's like Rav, but then there's Zon.
Okay. I'm here looking for someone I need to protect.
You know, you need to protect yourself a little bit. It looks like there's something in your head that comes from beyond the core.
She's my friend. It's okay.
I don't know about that.
Listen, it's not a Voidwalker in my head, so I'm pretty much okay with it.
Voidwalkers, yep.
Troublesome Voidwalkers. Anyways, I have to find I'm totally spacing on her name. A young lady. It is a young lady, right? I'm sorry, Matt. I'm forgetting details.
Zareen.
I have to find Zareen.
Zareen, I don't know. A person named wait. Are you talking about the one that has been hiding here for the past decade?
Probably.
What were we talking about again?
The squatter who I'm here to take with me.
you just stared there. Ruthane is just like is staring at you like you're what is going on?
Oh, I'm talking with
Ravzon.
Razon.
And you see Ruthane is just like, and he kind of shakes his head and begins to walk around and put his hand on the ground. Is like, that's the fellow there. Isn't that the great Ruthane Dumer?
Yeah, he's a wizard.
He is an archmage.
That's what I said. Wizard.
Wizards and archmages, they kind of go hand in hand, but then sometimes they don't.
They use magic.
Yes, but what kind of magic?
Magenium magic.
Ah, right.
My mother. As this happens,
Anyways, Razon, would you kindly help us find this squatter on this world
no,
who has been hiding for 10 years? No.
no,
No?
no. Why would I help you with that?
Why wouldn't you?
I guess that's a good point.
Look me in the eyes with a straight face and tell me you're doing something more important.
As this happens, you see Ruthane stand up, walk over towards you, kind of push you against his back, almost like he's protecting you, and then you see him put his hand out. You see a module link. His module link begins to activate as you see the ground begins to create an entire moat around you both, and you see coming out of the bushes, you hear Ochi Kalalonde, and you see a bunch of primitive prime are all just like grabbing spears and like they have shields and spears and they all look at you, and they have these eyes that are all kind of going sideways, and they have these really dark brown pupils, and their hair is all shaved, and they have these green tattoos all over their bodies. And you see them go, Ochi Kalalunde, Ochi. And you see Ruthane is just staring at them. It's like, oh, you got all the primitives here. They're going to kill you unless you do something.
I pull out my sword.
I
point at them. I have no idea. I'm going to think for a minute on what to do next. Okay. And I'm just gonna bite the bullet on this. I'm not even gonna ask Nietzsche. I'm just gonna intimidate these guys. I'm gonna just summon a bunch of swords, like 10, like 5 and 5.
Okay, you
just all around me.
You pull out your blade. They all like step back. They're like, oh, and then you see the you begin to activate your power, and all the blades begin to form around you, and they're all like, Ochi, and they continue to repeat the same thing as you see Ruthane kind of looks at you, and kind of gives you just this look of okay, and
I'm going to point to my chest with my thumb and be like, Oiji! In the most sure voice I can. I have no idea what this means.
Roll me an influence check with disadvantage.
Alright. I'm going to move my... What does disadvantage do?
It's either a -1 or a -3, depending on if you have talent or not.
Well, I don't have talent.
So it's a -3.
It's a -3? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to move my will to my charm for this.
I need you to roll me another discipline will check.
Another discipline will check? Before or after the intimidate?
After.
Okay. So that would be... Sorry, it's an influence, not an intimidate. Why am I saying that? They're right next to each other, that's what it is. Alright, I get a total of my modifier is a +10 with all this math. I got a 12. Rolled a 2.
What the fuck? Wait, what? So what was the gibberish that you said?
I just repeated what they said and pointed at myself and said it with such surety. I'm just like, yeah!
Okay.
Not knowing what I'm saying, I'm just assuming it's something good.
Okay.
or danger or something like that. I'm just like, yeah, I am the danger.
Now, discipline. Check, please.
All right, I'll roll a discipline. I got 25 on the discipline.
Okay, you're good. You're good. Nothing to worry about. As you yell out, Hochi! And all of them just stop. It's like, and you hear, Hochi, Hochi, Hochi. And you hear, Kolonde Kolo Kaka! Kolonde Koko Kaka! Koko Kaka! And you see them all shaking
Do
their
they look
spears.
like they're gonna kill me?
They all seem like they're just like shouting right at this point. It's hard to make sense of if they're going to kill you. Plus there's a bit of like a moat between you and them, and they haven't tried throwing their spears yet.
I'm just gonna hop over the moat.
Okay, you hop over it. I'd like you to roll me an athletics check.
I got a 26.
You land on the other side of it, and as you do so, you see them all turn towards you, put their spears towards you, and they all look at you. Ochi kalalonde.
Are their spears like wood and stone?
Their spears
Or
are,
have they learned how to smith metal?
Their spears are wood. Straight up wood that
Just
have been
wood.
carved.
Just wood?
Yeah, they are
Oh
primitive.
boy, they have pointed sticks?
Yeah.
You're telling me they have pointed sticks?
Yes.
I cut the tips off the pointed sticks with my swords.
You see all of them, and they start to freak out as they're just like, and they begin to like run around the bushes and begin to try to hide. And you see,
and point at my chest again with my thumb.
you see Ruthane walks over towards you, and he just kind of shakes his head at you.
That means dangerous, right?
And you see Ruthane just says, oh, he doesn't really say anything. He looks at you, and you can get the sense that he's just like, let's just get to work. And he looks at the people, and he tries. It looks like he's searching. Yeah, he rolls a crit on his perception as he looks around at all these people hiding. He goes over to one of them that still has a spear in his hand that has been cut short, and he's just like holding his ground as best as he can. And you see Ruthane steps up to him and just stares at him, and you can see that this primitive prime just stares at him back, mesmerized. And he's like, oh. And Ruthane nods to him. And you see the prime begins to rush over, look back at the two of you, and then motions for you to follow.
I follow.
You see Ruthane begins to follow along.
I keep my swords at my back like wings, and I sheath my normal sword.
You see this primitive prime looks over at you and says, Ochi, Ochi, Ochi. And he points over towards like this path that you guys are, that he's leading you down. He's like, La lunde choco la gaga. And Ruthane just stares at you, and you can sense from him he's leading us towards another.
I nod.
As you guys continue to move, you hear in your head, ugh,
That was pretty entertaining to watch. Yeah. What do
So
you?
do you just like watch things and not do stuff?
You know, the most chaotic thing about everything is just how life interacts with one another when they're at different points in their evolutionary process.
What does OG mean?
Hell if I know. I don't speak their language.
Neither do I. Thought it meant like danger or something. You know, point at myself. I'm the danger.
I'm assuming it meant more like alien outsider.
All right.
But hey, you're about to meet another alien outsider.
I'm gonna tell everyone that you helped me find them.
Me? That I helped you find
Clearly,
them?
you sent the primitives. Yeah, clearly.
Oh, yeah. I totally sent the primitives after you. Huh? Good joke, right? Yeah. And you hear Nietzsche say,
Oh no! You seem to enjoy not doing stuff, so I thought it'd be fun to
Who
just tell people you've been doing things.
who are you talking to?
One of the gods.
And you hear, you know, I really don't care if you tell them or not, right?
Why
Unlike
make a note of it?
unlike your kind, I actually don't care whether or not you use your powers here either. Don't you wish you could just stay here forever?
Not really.
Damn. Almost got you. Alright, I'll just keep trying.
No, not even close. You were like so far off of the mark, it wasn't even funny.
You guys continue to walk through, and then you hear,
Ochi, Taikilo, Chif Koala, Holy Visa.
and Ruthane looks over at you. Is like,
God.
and he just begins to walk over towards what looks like a hole in the ground. And you see the primitive prime begins to bow down and continue to bow over and over again
To the hole?
to the hole.
Or hop in the hole?
You go and hop in as you see Ruthane lands inside as well. There is some illuminated light inside here. It looks like it's like fire from little lanterns that have been lit. There is a workbench table, and there also seems to be, as you look at the ground, it looks like hair. A lot of hair. It's gray,
Like
gray
attached
hair.
to the ground or like falling out?
fallen out. And
And
then
I'm just gonna go in the normal language. Hello?
Hello?
and you see standing up out of a little corner, a dimly lit corner, a person stands up. You see they have these pointed ears that go up, and you can kind of only see their silhouette really as they walk out into the light, and it looks like a lynx, a cat person.
Hello, friend.
Hello?
And he looks up at Ruth and is like,
Hello there. Not many people come out this fall. What brings you here, travelers?
I'm looking for a woman, a prime.
Prime. There are many primes here. There are also prime
Not
women.
like those.
Oh, yes. I can definitely see if maybe... do you have a name? Are they a traveler like you?
They would be a travelers. Would be my guess.
I see. There is only one other that I know is here. I don't tend to go near them, mainly because, well,
Dangerous and powerful?
you could say something like that. They tend to keep them to themselves. I have retrieved some trade offerings from them, mainly in terms of power resources, like energy resources in particular. But they told me to keep quiet. But you seem to know of them, perhaps?
Indeed. I'm supposed to protect them.
I see. Well, I don't think they need much protecting.
Yeah, I was told they would think that too.
Do you need me to have the... And he points up. The whole cheese. Guide you to them?
That would be helpful. They think you're God, right?
In essence, yes. Though a lot of my kind is revered as gods for many primitive kind.
A nod.
And you see he goes over and he grabs onto what looks like the staff, and there's a little shaker, and then he begins to shake it, and then you hear and you see a lot of females that come forward up above. It's like, Hochi, and he points towards you. Hochi kalala kokaka. Chova la kanda Hochi kalalunde. And they look over. It's like, Hochi. And you see them begin to leave.
Oh, I also broke their pointed sticks.
I taught them how to do that.
Have you thought about showing them rope?
In time, it's more so I like to try to do my own studies, and I'm waiting for my kind to pick me up. It's been a couple months now. Actually, do you have a way off of this rock?
Are you in exile?
No, I am not. I am a scholar.
And he kind of like...
I try to read if he's like telling the truth.
He looks up and you see him like very proud of himself. If you're seeing if he's trying to tell us if he's telling the truth, go ahead and roll me an analyze check.
Yeah, I'll roll and analyze. Hey, I got a 16.
16. You look at him. You can tell that he's tired and weathered. Like he's not the best at surviving on his own. It seems like he's been surviving here by himself for some time. He looks desperate.
All right. Come on.
Like, oh.
And I'm going to start moving.
And you see Ruthane steps in front of him and just stares at him, and he looks up at him and is like,
Oh, you are a big man.
He's not lying, Ruthane.
Ruthane looks over at you,
What harm could helping him do?
then looks over at him. And then you see Ruthane slams his foot to the ground. As he slams his foot to the ground, you see the cat flies out of the hole. Like, oh, ah! And then he goes and lands on his feet as you hop out as well as Ruthane. And
Yep.
he's like, well, I suppose thank you for helping me out of there.
I help him up off the ground and go, don't worry about him. He has a stony disposition.
You see Ruthane just stares at you.
I'm going to get you with one of these puns.
He
I look him
shakes-
right in the eyes.
He shakes his head no.
I smile at him. It's game now.
You guys begin to move along as you see a lot of the primitives are now like kind of like moving along with you, and they're just like and they continue to move forward. And as you guys move forward, you see some of the primitives rush back up to this gentleman that you haven't gotten the name of yet.
I'll call him Eric for now.
And he looks up. They go up to him. It's like, it's like, oh, yeah. They are saying that the individual that you're seeking is down the path, and they are approaching us too.
All right. Then we'll meet them halfway.
You guys begin to head down this path, and as you finally reach a larger open clearing with a grassy field, you see coming up the hillside is a woman that steps forward in these garments that like just kind of like fold over her into almost like robes.
I wave at her.
As you wave at her, they look up and they just stand there. And Ruthane steps there, like stops there and looks at you. And
I dismiss my blades and keep walking forward. And I go, "Hi, Zerine!"
You do this, and you hear Ochi Kalalun or Kawalachage, and as you begin to approach, you hear, "Stop right there."
I stop.
Do you know the legend of Barius?
Am I allowed to know the legend of Barius?
Roll me a lore check.
God damn it. I want to know this. Why, okay, you know what? I'm racial rank 3. This will be the third one. I moved my will into the fucking...
No, you should be racial rank 4 because you're level 9, right?
Oh, it's 4? Okay, whatever. Yeah, I do it.
Okay, roll me...
Yeah, cool. I get another one after this. I forgot.
Roll me a discipline will
hard.
check as well.
Discipline will check as well. Man, why does this keep happening? Stop messing with my centipede monster. I got a 19 on lore.
Okay.
I'm so glad I'm good at will. And I got 26 on the discipline.
Nothing bad happens. You feel like you remember this story. It is well, actually, you do kind of remember from your studies about the cult of the inner flame and how they worship honor. And you also recall that Kath had spoken something about this, and
Yeah, and he said that I look like one known as, like he told me that I look like my honored ancestor, if I'm not mistaken.
yes. You may respond in kind however you wish.
Yes, I've been told I bear a resemblance to one of his allies.
Which ally is
My
that?
name is Fia Fotia. I have met with Kath, and I am a descendant of Liliana Fotia. I'm supposed to be your bodyguard.
Step forward, please.
I step forward.
You approach her closer. You see her hair is trimmed up to her neck. Her eyes are this purple coloration. She has this light tan skin complexion. Very smooth skin. And she looks stoic.
I can appreciate that.
She says, "Were you informed of my significance?"
Vaguely. By a time traveler.
Photon?
Yes.
Then it's time for me to return. Finally.
I nod.
It's been so long.
All right.
She approaches you. Fia Fotia, you said, is your name?
Yes.
I am Zareen.
I know. But thank you for the courtesy of telling me.
I suppose we return back then?
Yes. Also, we have to bring that cat. And I point at the guy who helped us.
Oh. She looks over towards him. I think it'd be wiser to leave him.
Why?
Once his people return for him, it'd be better that way. His people aren't the greatest. They are ruled by someone who is close to the void.
I nod. Understood. I look over at the Catman. I look back at her. I'm just going to explain to him real quick.
Okay.
And I walk back over to the Catman. So I've heard your ruler is a villain.
Villain? Is she spouting nonsense now?
I look him dead in the eyes. And I say, apparently he's close to the void. And I'm going to be as grim and hardcore as I can in my appearance, stoic. All the friendliness completely gone. I look like I could kill him right now, and it wouldn't make a difference in my
Roll me
life.
an intimidation check.
Hell yeah. I got an 8.
He looks at you and is like, you can't be serious, right?
I punch him in the face.
You go ahead and roll me a brawl check.
$17.
You see he dodges out of the way and he kind of grabs your forearm and he's like, what are you doing? You
I'm
realize
showing you I'm serious.
You realize, like, I control the primitive life forms here, and they're all surrounding us right now.
You realize I can't die, right? Like just full power card.
You as you say this, you see he shifts backward, and suddenly you see him just go, what the hell is that? And then you see what looks like just complete all of the earth surrounding him turns into a trapped,
and I'm not alone,
prison, and he's just like, what is going on? And then you see the ground beneath him turns into a hole and then goes downward as you see him fall to the ground into a hole. And you see Ruthane just looks at him inside the hole. And you hear, I'll have you know
now,
that my emperor my emperor will come here and he will slaughter you all. And then he will enslave this entire species that I have given to him.
See? Villain, like I said.
That is not villain, it is business.
Yeah, it is. It's not business.
They want to serve us, don't you understand?
People aren't things. You can't own them.
People? These things are primitive.
Yeah, primitive people. They will evolve, they will grow, they will become more sophisticated with time. It's kind of where you started, too.
You see
It's where I started. It's where everybody starts.
You see Zareen walks over towards you, and then looks over towards Ruthane, gives him a nod, and then looks down. Hello, Hop.
You bitch. You're the one that put me back on. You put me over there and then inside here again.
I mean, you have your... What do you call them? Your subjects?
You know this Zareen right here, the one that you the one right here. She's not very good either. She has a lot of dark energy flowing inside her too.
So do I.
Well, then why do you care?
See, the difference is the exact opposite of dark energy. One of its loyal servants has told me that she is far more important and valuable than most other people. To the point where we have done things, unspeakable things, in order to come here. Horrible things.
You see
Because time travel is horrible, like that's the way my character is thinking.
Yeah. You see Zareen kind of looks down and she looks sad. And
I'm sorry to break my word to you, but I almost think these people would be better off if I put an end to your life. Zareen is being merciful.
I think we should go.
Are you sure you don't want me to dispatch him? He's seen you and can provide a description.
she looks down and is like, I think he knows that he knows best not to challenge me.
I'm trying to think of a good thing to call her, like station-wise. I'm gonna look her. Should I refer to you as like master or something? I feel awkward as the bodyguard here.
Just call me Zareen, please. I'm not from here originally, so think of us as equals. I'm sure I have a lot to learn about what is out here in these realms.
If you don't mind me asking, Zareen, where are you from?
She looks down. I'm from very far away.
A nod. And I think at Nietzsche, do you think you would be able to devour that man's memories for the past, say, 3 days?
You let me?
It's a matter of safety.
Didn't they say that I shouldn't use my abilities?
They did. They might have had more contact with Votan than us. Hey, Zareen, should we erase his memories?
No. I thought they would be able to find a way outside of this area. And if anything, Ravzan will eat them whole by the time that they find their path.
Alright. I will trust you on this. Nietzsche, I'm sorry to have gotten your hopes up.
Oh, but I want to... Maybe a little nibble? Just a little one.
You can have some of my joy.
But I want his.
You see Ruthane steps forward and looks at you like it is time to go.
I'm sorry, Nietzsche. Not today. Important things are afoot. And we must be off. The wizard's looking at me like we have places to be. And a wizard is never late.
And as you see Ruthane looks over towards Zareen, and then it's almost as if she, like, it starts beginning to, like, read him a bit more. It's like, I believe I have the power to do so. The issue is that I will need to rest afterward. I haven't been able to use the full extent of my abilities since getting here, so I'm a bit rusty.
If I gave you some of my energy, would that help?
Probably not enough. But we are going to a safe place, correct?
Yes.
All I would need is a description of the location.
I describe the location as best as I can.
Okay. You see, she begins to breathe in and breathe out. As she does so, everything begins to get quiet. As suddenly, she says, "Stand near me."
I do as she says.
As you do so, you see the clouds beginning to close in near you all. And then suddenly an arc of lightning shoots down on all of you. And then this energy begins to flow through you all. And you teleport back. As you return back, you see what looks like the console in the center of the large rectangular chamber is now no longer there. It is down below. You see the doors are all closed, and you hear and coming out of the cavern behind you, you see a large snout that is basically the size of your it's basically the size of your body.
Yep. I smile at the dragon, give him a formal bow, and go, "My Lord Dragon, we have obtained the princess."
You see these white scales with this purple energy that flows through each of the scales in that same exact design from your room from before. And the eyes are purple, and they almost look like they have this like white light kind of like shining through their pupils. And it almost looks robotic in a weird way at the same time. And
well, it is my first time seeing a dragon.
And then it says, "Welcome back." And then he falls asleep again.
Glad to be back.
And looks down. And she looks at you.
So, what's our first mission?
Let's go find out.
As you go and walk towards the chamber where VX is in, we are going to end the session there. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I think I'm gonna keep referring to Zareen as Princess, as if I was fucking Han Solo and Princess Leia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just for the sake of like, she feels like photonic royalty, like on a cosmic level, but not to be confused with cosmic, because that's different.
On a photonic level. It's on
a regal level. Shit, that doesn't make sense either.
Anyways, thank you all for listening to the 19th entry of The Guardian. Next entry will kind of paint a picture of where this is all heading into the future, and will probably be our last one for the Guardian series. And
not if I fuck up.
Oh, we'll see if you fuck up, because you have fucked up several times before. But yeah.
Way to rub it into my face.
But anyways, thank you all for listening to this session. Like, share, subscribe, rate the podcast, everything. Do all the things, do all the things. And if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power. And credits. I thank you for listening to The Guardian. As you listen to this series, you come to learn deeper aspects of the core you may have not been aware of. Pay close attention as the plot thickens. Also, if you want to be reborn yourself, you can subscribe as a Chosen to access Chosen creation and exclusive Codex entries. Until next time, travelers. Be safe. Stay safe. And if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power.